So one thing that has been changing the most over the years is how companies hire candidates. In the early 2000s, a simple bachelor degree could guarantee you a job. Not anymore. Having a cool skill like knowing how to code could guarantee you a job. Not anymore. Today, nearly everyone has a degree and can learn new skills, so it's becoming more and more difficult to differentiate yourself. So I want to ask you, why you? Companies don't want to see the value you bring on paper anymore. They've been deceived again and again over the years. Today, they want to see it with their own eyes. Today, you have to prove you have the skills you say you have and show me exactly how you can bring value to my company. And let me tell you, some people understood that quite well. People who land amazing jobs at firms you dream about are using strategies and tools that are still underrated today. One of these tools is LinkedIn. In today's video, I want to convince you that LinkedIn, if taken seriously, can help you get jobs you haven't heard about at companies you dream of working for, can get you promoted, and can help you even make more money. But more importantly, can put you in a safe spot, a spot where you never fear getting a new job again in the constantly changing world we live in. That can be hard to believe. I doubted LinkedIn when I first created my account back in 2013. However, I was able to achieve all that I mentioned thanks to LinkedIn, and I want to tell you exactly how I did it. I was in my first year of university when my IT teacher said that we could land jobs easily using a new social platform called LinkedIn. Until then, I had never heard of LinkedIn, so I decided to give it a shot. I created my account all excited, but wasn't sure what to do next. Okay, I kinda have a resume online. Now what? I wasn't exactly sure how this new social platform can help me get a job. I was just imagining that, okay, I have my resume online publicly and it's just sitting there. So when it was time for me to job search, I was just doing it the conventional way. I was just using Indeed and my university's website. If you're a regular viewer, you know that it didn't turn out well. I spent almost 2 years applying to jobs and never hearing back. So I never landed any internship in almost 2 years. I realized I struggled to differentiate myself from my peers in my program who were all looking for the same type of jobs. And since I didn't have the best experience at that time and grades, I was looking for a way to become more competitive. And this train of thought made me think of LinkedIn again. At that point, it was 2017 and LinkedIn has matured a lot because Microsoft just bought it. People around me were all talking about LinkedIn and all about the benefits it can yield in your professional life. The only problem was I didn't know how to use it properly. My account was just half made, I didn't have an about section, and I had a poor picture. And this is when I decided to give it another chance and take LinkedIn seriously. And the only way I had was to actually learn how to use the platform. I spent a lot of time Googling how to make the best LinkedIn profile. I visited profiles after profiles, comparing every person's about section, their banner, their picture, what did they include in their experience and skills section. I was probably on everyone's who viewed your profile page, making me one of the biggest stalker in LinkedIn's history. But it was worth it. I had a well-built profile, and in that process, I learned how to research key people. Both these elements helped me in my last semester in university in my job search. I was able to research interviewers efficiently, find unique ways to connect with them during the interview, knew what questions I had to ask to pique their interest, and knew more about companies and their culture than the average candidate. All that thanks to LinkedIn. People were finding me. I was regularly seeing HR managers looking at my profile after applying to certain jobs. And this helped me land more than 10 interviews in my last semester in university, but it also hugely influenced my performance during interviews. I finally signed at PwC. If you want to know how and when, you can watch the video here. I was happy and stable in my career. But now that I got a job, I didn't need to research companies anymore. I didn't need to connect with recruiters and employees anymore. So I just stopped using LinkedIn. I was still seeing it as a job search platform solely, where my resume is public and where I could find valuable information to connect with companies I wanted to work for. So again, for the second time in my life, I just stopped using LinkedIn because I was seeing it as a job search tool only. Until a year and a half later, I was ready to quit PwC and start looking for my next adventure. The first thought I had was, alright, I need to go back to LinkedIn and do exactly what I have done in the past. But to my surprise, LinkedIn has matured again to an unprecedented level. There was more users. There was content creators now. You could even upload videos. Now that it was more popular, more people had great profiles and more people were using the same research strategies I previously used to differentiate myself in job interviews. I had to find another way to stand out from the crowd. Take note that at that time, I had this YouTube channel. I had like 100 subscribers, but my passion for job search was already there. And so I wanted to try a new strategy I haven't tried before. And I knew that not a lot of people were doing it, and it was reaching out directly to HR managers. So I Googled best cold message template and started from there. I tried several messages, saw which one got me answers and which one didn't. In this process, I had emails from the HR manager at Snapchat in LA answer one of my emails. I had also the IT director at Google here in Montreal answer one of my LinkedIn messages, and I even got him on the phone after that. And I even got the HR manager from VaynerMedia in New York, Gary Vaynerchuk's company, answer one of my emails. They all ghosted me after that, but that's a detail. I was getting answers. Now the only thing that I had to learn is, okay, I got this answer, how do I transition them to an actual interview? And finally, a couple of months later, I finally landed 2 key roles for senior consultants for Workday, because I'm a Workday consultant and I was looking for Workday jobs. And so I landed 2 interviews using just those emails with Intercrowd and Workday itself. But as you may know, I finally ended up signing at DXC Technology. If you want to know the whole story about how I got this job and got promoted without even applying, you can watch this video here. Anyway, until that point in time, I had learned many amazing skills on LinkedIn that helped me get all the jobs that I got until now. When I started working at DXC and started feeling stable again, I didn't want to make the same mistake. I didn't want to give up on LinkedIn again until my next job search for a very big reason. When I was job searching before I signed at DXC, I enjoyed the phone calls I had with different people from different backgrounds on LinkedIn. I enjoyed the process of learning from other people's career, and I started seeing valuable content getting shared on the platform. And I'm not talking about the regular job updates that you see or promotions. I'm talking about regular people like you and I sharing their thoughts and adventures in their professional lives. I realized every time I logged on the platform, I was learning something new. People were getting actual jobs just because they were posting valuable content on LinkedIn, and just because people were seeing them as experts in their industry, just because they were sharing their knowledge. And this is when I told myself, I don't want to miss out on this. There are opportunities I could land only and only if I'm visible, and only if I have a personal brand. This is when I started posting on LinkedIn slowly, like 6 months ago. Sometimes sharing lessons from my own life, some other times about job search and YouTube related content. It was slow at the beginning, but I started seeing results as I kept at it. More and more people were reaching out, asking me about what I do as a consultant on YouTube and on my professional life. I went from like 800 connections, like random people, to over 5,000 right now. People who just follow me or reach out just because I shared some valuable content or because I helped them in any way. I was able to connect and work with people I admire, like Madeline Mann from Self-Made Millennial, Austin Belsac from Cultivated Culture. I was able to meet Cassandra Thompson, John Marty, a LinkedIn top voice in 2019. I was invited on 3 podcasts from amazing people. I was able to have regular Zoom calls with passionate people in my field, but also outside my field. But more importantly, I could impact more and more people. Right now, I don't fear job search anymore. The skills I have acquired in the last 3 years and the network I have leveraged will be a huge plus when I'm ready for my next challenge. I know I won't struggle like a couple of years ago, and it is only now that I realize all the value LinkedIn can give you. You know the typical quote like, your network is your net worth, or network before you need a job. Yes, those quotes are cheesy and overused, but they remain true. And you don't have to be a YouTuber or a content creator to get started. If you don't want to be public, regularly reaching out to people privately, setting up Zoom calls and learning from topics you find interesting can be a good start. And when you feel comfortable enough, share your experience on your feed, comment on other people's posts, tell us what you think. Everyone has a voice and has something to contribute, and everyone is a step or two ahead of someone else in the room. It took me 5 years to understand that, and I want you to understand it faster than I, because of the world we live in and because of the uncertain future. All these actions can start small, but when you do it every day or every week, at the end and in the long term, it will yield huge benefits in your career and in your professional life. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button if you did. Let me know in the comment section, do you use LinkedIn? If so, how many times per week do you log in? If you want to start using LinkedIn the right way and invest in your career and professional life, watch the playlist here to get you started. It will include how to make a compelling profile to attract recruiters and HR managers. Regular videos will be added, so make sure you subscribe so that you won't miss any of them. My goal, as usual, is to help you get more interviews and ace more interviews. I'll talk to you in the next video. Ciao.